Chetan? Chetan? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Chetan?
Hello, can you hear
Hi,
me?
can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you clearly. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
Shalini, thank you. I can hear
Okay.
you clearly and I got this. So
Okay, and
tell
are
me.
you, hang on, listen, do you want to take a break? Get
No,
situated?
I'm good.
You
No,
sure?
I'm good.
Okay. So basically, have you seen any of the other videos? Hello, 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 hello.
Hello.
Yeah. You want to get started? Tell us your story. I'm muting, okay?
Okay, I'm going to start my story now. Hey guys, it's good to have this chance to connect with everyone. So what if no one is watching? And thanks, Shalini. So after IMCAL, along with Sunil Bhaskaran, Arindam Dey, and Nalin Singhal, and Anand Sen, and Arvind Goel, I also joined Tata Steel. I joined Tata Steel on 1st of July, 87. And each one of us who joined Tata Steel first time, or like Anand and Arvind for the second time, took different trajectories and different paths to where we are just now. And I'll briefly outline the path that I took and then leave it open for any questions or any discussion that might happen after that. I spent the first year with Nalin and Sunil and Arindam Dey as a management trainee, and we had fun in Jamshedpur. We didn't have bikes or anything of that sort, so we used to walk, and I remember each one of us walked on an average 20 kilometers a day inside the plant and back. And then at the end of the year, we went for a very nice long trek, and our trek leader was Bachindri Pal, and we spent 21 days in Uttarkashi, Garhwal. And we used to do trekking. The highest point we went to was about 14,000 feet. We crossed the Bakaria Pass and we went through Dodital. And my high point was I swam in Dodital in near freezing waters. And I picked up the Best Trekker Award. At that time, I had still not given up smoking, so I used to smoke every evening, but no cigarettes during the trek. And after about first 6 or 7 years in various sales and marketing roles, which took me to Jalandhar sales office and in Jamshedpur itself, I had the opportunity to start a company called Tata Ryerson Limited. But before that, I got married in 1990. And this was when I was still in Jamshedpur that we got engaged. Rachna and I got engaged. And as soon as the engagement got over, when I came back to Jamshedpur, my boss called me and told me that we are transferring you to Jalandhar. And he told my colleague that we are transferring you to Hyderabad. And Rachna is from Hyderabad. So over lunch, my colleague and I had a chat, and we went back to my boss after lunch and said, "Sir, can we change? Can Chetan go to Hyderabad?" And my boss said, "Certainly not. He is going to go to Jalandhar. That's where he is going." So I rang up my in-laws and said that, "Look, 1990 Jalandhar, peak of terrorism. Are you sure you still want to carry on with the deal of marriage?" So they said, "Of course. No issues. Ratna is joining you in Jalandhar." So that's what happened. We got married and Rachna came to Jalandhar. And when we reached home, we figured that out of my 2 assets, I had a bike and a television. The television was stolen. We only had the bike, and Ratna said that, "Look, are you sure you had a television, or that's also hypothetical?" So I said, "No, we had a television, and then we got FIR and we got some money back from insurance also." And our son Vineet was born in Jalandhar in 93, and 93 we got transferred out from there to Calcutta. Somewhere in 96, I started this company called Tata Ryerson Limited along with my boss, and he deputed me to start the Pune unit, which took me to Pune. Got that company started, got the Pune unit started, worked at it for about 4 years, and then joined Tata Steel once again in Jamshedpur, and this time as the Chief of Strategy and Planning at Hello, I had a signal failure. Shalini, am I still audible and visible?
Yes. You're totally good. Go ahead.
Okay. So worked at strategy for about 3 to 4 years, and then took along one of the initiatives that Tata Steel then had, a strategic initiative, and established another joint venture company for Tata Steel called Tata Blue Scope Steel, which is a building manufacturing company that uses only steel for making buildings. That's the closest I got to my undergrad degree of civil engineering. Starting a buildings company. I worked there for about 4 years, and then joined the Tata Group's Leadership Development Academy, Tata Management Training Center, as the director in a quasi-academic role. Why do I say quasi? Because TMTC is an academic institution, but needs to be run as a business. And that was my job. I was the CEO of that business, of imparting executive education to develop leaders in the Tata Group and outside. Led that for 4 years and then moved from there when Tata Power Company in Bombay was searching for a HR head who did not come from the HR side but came from the business side. And I got picked up and I led HR at Tata Power for 4 years. And Tata Power then at that time made an acquisition of 1,200 megawatt renewable energy generator called Wellspun Renewables. 1,000 megawatts of solar and 200 megawatts of wind. And I was picked up to be the CEO to run that business and integrate it into Tata's. I did that. And then on 30th of June, 2017, I stepped away from all of this at the ripe age of 53 and a half to venture out on my own. And I started a company which I now run called Sarottam Industrial. Sarottam Industrial is a company that is scaling up a chain of retail outlets, physical offline stores, which we are setting up across rural India to sell steel, a steel that is used by fabricators and contractors to do things like make the upper body of trucks. India is the largest country in the world, largest economy that sells trucks and commercial vehicles only in the chassis form, or largely in the chassis form. And these bodies are built by local fabricators, depending on what the truck owner wants to carry, or local contractors and people of that sort. And I figured that this is an opportunity which I've been tracking for past 17, 18 years, and nobody seemed to be getting into this. And it presented a unique challenge and an opportunity, and more importantly, scope for getting established to do something beyond what is normally the retirement age in the Tatas at 60. So here I am back on the streets, exactly where I started 30 years ago at the beginning of my career, just like everyone did in their careers. And, doing something different and yet very interesting. Rachna and I stay in Pune. The privilege I've given myself is I've selected my workplace. My office is a 5-minute walk from home. And our son, Vineet, who was born in Jalandhar in 93, he is now 26 and lives in Gurgaon, works as an economist with a Gurgaon-based company. And we've had a very, very good life, very, very happy life. And looking at doing something very exciting over these years. Sarottam Industrial, as it takes shape, will create lots of rural entrepreneurs and create a lot of rural jobs in India. And all of this is on a completely digital platform, yet serving a very physical need. Shalini, that's really all that I have to say.
This is fantastic. So I have a couple of questions. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
So you said you've been tracking this industry for 17 years. What made you think you had the entrepreneurial skill to do this?
Look, I set up 2 startups for Tata's. Tata Steel, really, Tata Ryerson Limited and Tata BlueScope Steel Limited. Today, these 2 are together with a turnover of maybe about 750 or some $700 million, so 5,000 crores. And they are the 2 most profitable subsidiaries of Tata Steel. So that's one. The second is the fact that I actually had operating experience across all the management functions that go into running a company. That is second. The third is the fact that GST got implemented, and if there was a condition precedent that I'd set out for myself, it was that GST would become law in India, without which I would not have started this venture. And GST got announced to become a law in India somewhere at the end of October 2016. And and it became a law in India on 1st of July 2017. And 30th of June 2017 was going to be exactly 30 years from when I joined Tata's. And so I went to my boss and said, 8 months from now, 8 months from October end, I'm going to quit. And he said, why? So I said, look, I'm venturing to start out something on my own. I can't start it before 1st of July. And that gives a good, runway of time to establish a good successor in my role and continue the good work that Tata Power was doing. So I got started. This business has a unique opportunity. It is as unorganized a sector as unorganized can get. The steel retail industry in India has remained exactly the way it was for the last 30, 40, 50, 70, 80, 100, 150 years. It is a Kirana type, individually owned retail model, and it is profitable at that level also. And to be able to do a modern, contemporary retail chain in this domain presents a very unique opportunity. Not many people have this combination of experience and desire to want to get into this sector. It is as unglamorous a sector as you can think a sector to be. And it doesn't attract too many people to get into this. And yet has a decent margin to be able to create something significant. And when one ties that up with the opportunity to be able to, create rural jobs in India and to increase incomes through that process, it's a wonderful opportunity. At worst, what can happen? One can fail.
Right. This is really good. So why do you think you are in a better position than say Tata Steel to do something similar? And remember, when you're in a big company, you have infrastructure, you have a structure, HR and production and stuff like that. And here you're all on your own. So what are the benefits?
I don't think I am better at all than Tata Steel. Tata Steel is a veteran company, and they probably have also started doing something in this area. They've been doing retail distribution of steel for last 20 years. But retail distribution of steel and the retailing of steel are two different things. So you look at it as Procter and Gamble and Walmart in the US context. Maybe 50 years ago, P&G could have started a retail business like Walmart. It did not.
That's true. So you went to so many cities in India. Why did you decide to continue to go to difficult places like Jalandhar instead of saying, hey, listen, let me just, take another cushy job somewhere else?
Look, there is excitement and charm in a job like Tata Steel, and One of the things I'd figured out pretty much early on is that I was a lazy fellow. So I did search around. And fortunately, the search tools had not yet got so developed as they are now. And so there I was in Jalandhar, I was enjoying the sales job. And that happiness was good enough for me.
That's super. That's great. I really love your story, and I think it'll inspire. Like I've said, so many of you are going into business, into your own business later in life, and it's pretty fascinating. In fact, I had a student yesterday who said she wants to create rural jobs around the world, and I'm like, wow, maybe I should get her in touch with you. That would be really cool.
One of the things, Shalini, that I think is going to happen to a lot of us, we are all just now, up tak chappan, like that movie said. We've all finished 56, nearabouts, some more, some less. And we are probably going to go on till another 30 to 35, maybe 40 years. The question is, what do you want to do for those 35, 40 years in more ways than one? What do you want to do spiritually? What do you want to do socially? And what do you want to do economically for those 30, 40 years? And if you don't know what you want to do, and if you don't have something useful to do, you will still do something. But it's better to do something that you want to do than just do something. And that was a very important driver in getting off the cushy job at Tata Power, being the CEO of a large renewables company in India. In its own right, a very important sector, earning a good, comfortable salary, which could have continued for a long time, to take on this challenge and to take on this hardship in some ways, and to relive the excitement of childhood in a different way.
Nice. But tell me, you said we are already retailing steel at the Kirana level now.
Yes.
So is that competition? Why do you think your solution is better than theirs?
Many ways, all the advantages of organized retail come to bear. So to the end user, the small customer, the fabricator who comes to buy from us, the advantage is always available steel, all the sections, all the products, the entire range of steel is available at his doorstep at good quality and at a competitive price. So for the end user, that's a genuinely useful benefit in rural India. For us, it is a completely integrated company. So we are on a digital platform right from when we buy the steel to when we sell it. So it's a terrific solution.
So what is your advice to 25-year-old Chetan after your entire life? What would your advice be?
Continue in the same job. Don't jump jobs. It doesn't add value. Build experience, build domain knowledge, and keep shifting domain every time you feel you have learned significant quantum of that domain. The single advice that I would give to this young Chetan is read a book called The Medici Effect. And innovation and the capability to innovate really comes at the intersection of multiple domains. And if you have had first-hand experience of multiple domains, there can be a lot of innovation that you can lead yourself.
So this is fantastic. I used to teach at data management many years, uh, and yet work, business, and academia are so siloed, right? They just don't encourage this interdisciplinary thing. So what do you think business should do so that they get people to be interdisciplinary?
Look, people should be willing to shift their roles. Many business people, many people who grew up in sales and marketing and things of that sort, look at HR as a step down. In fact, it is a step up. Shift your domains, try to get cross-functional experience. That's very important.
Thank you so much. Those wise words, we should let you go and rest now. Thanks so much, Chetan. I'm sure it inspires some more people to become entrepreneurial. Thank you.
Good luck. Bye. Thanks.